Siggi and Cicely from Lakuta, great to have you on the show. What have you been up to lately? It seems like you've had loads going on. You had a gig last night?
We did. He's Nanny in Brixton. That was really good fun. We were playing with another band called Waju, who were fantastic, weren't they?
Were
oh my
brilliant.
God, they were so good. Check them out if you get to see them. Yeah, 5-piece kind of Malian sort of thing. We played a couple of weeks ago in Bristol, which was really good fun.
That was
a
brilliant.
venue that used to be called Start the Bus, but they've changed the name to High Brazil. The sound was great, wasn't it? We had a fantastic...
Yeah.
I mean, we're sound obsessive, so we'll tell you about the sound, man, and the quality of the food. The food was lovely too.
Yes, the food was really lovely, actually.
Yeah, we've been gigging quite a lot since sort of, over the summer a bit, and then since we released the album. So since September we had all our album launches and stuff in Brighton, London, Bristol.
There's going to be some people who watch the show who shockingly haven't heard you yet. How do you describe your sound to them?
It's a bit of a blend, really. Members of the band have come from really different backgrounds. I think our generation have all grown up listening to hip hop, which obviously references funk, and there's a lot of us that have played a lot of Latin music, West African music. You've got East African influences, gospel, soul.
Yeah.
And actually, the album's quite diverse, isn't it? Because depending on who's written it and what influences. So some of the stuff's quite high lifey, and some of it's quite jazzy, and some of it's quite more funk based, isn't it? So,
yeah. It's just it's quite hard describing your own music, I think.
Yeah.
Especially because we are really deeply emotionally involved with it. But it's just I think an amalgamation of all our best bits.
Yeah.
And because
the pretty child.
Yes. But yeah, I think what really comes across with all of us, considering we come from loads of different backgrounds, is that we all have a really intense, obsessive love for making music together. And it really is like that. It's not just a case of, shall we? It's like, we must do this. We must do this to breathe, almost. And I think that's what really comes across on the album. It's just that it comes from a really, really deep place in our souls, and hopefully people get that, and people will enjoy that side of it as well as the great tunes.
So music and food is really important to you both. What's the tastiest venue?
Yum.
Yeah, Albert Slosh definitely in Manchester. They were
yeah.
lovely. Big plates of really healthy,
Yeah,
delicious food.
amazing salads.
Yeah, do you remember we had that big quinoa, big super food? Oh,
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
So if there are any venues that want us, if you feed us well, I guarantee you'll get an even better show. I mean, we're good anyway, but you'll get a better show if we get.
We often have 2 dinners. Last night we had chips. Me and the other percussionist had chips and hummus as a starter, and then we're going to move on to jerk chicken.
Yeah.
But by the time we'd come off stage, I think they'd close the store down.
So a lot of the band are in other bands. You've got musicians with multiple bands. How do you manage to keep it all together? Get together all the time, make all this great music.
I think most musicians generally tend to sort of play in a few different projects, because often you want to explore a few different genres and styles and stuff. I mean, this is our main baby, isn't it?
Yes,
for all of us.
it is my main baby. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, people. We drop everything for Lakuta, really. So it's our. I think a lot of musicians these days, you need to be in like a covers band or something to pay the bills. But like when it's an originals project, that's also getting as much as support as it is and love back from the world, that it'd be criminal not to.
It'd be rude not to go out and entertain everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically their self-professed favourite. You're the number one fan.
I am, absolutely. I am the number one fan of Lakuta. I would love to start a fan club, but I think it'd be a bit weird. But I just feel really privileged to play with such brilliant musicians.
You've been playing with us since like 2008,
and
you still don't quite feel like you're a member of the band yet. It's amazing. It's like written half the lyrics. It's like, look at this. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's true. It just feels like, it really feels like a dream come true for me. I've been in lots of bands and done lots of different styles of music, and I still do, but this is the thing that like lifts me the most. It is the hardest work, but it is the thing that lifts me the most. So it is a dream come true playing with this band.
So the band's been on a bit of a journey. So you've gone from live music to sort of having to get it all together in a recording studio. How have you found that?
Yeah, well, the first recording project we just did it all in the room together, not to a click. And we did like about 10 tracks that way. And then this most recent album that we've released on True Thoughts, we did it to a click, and we did it in separate rooms and stuff, but all playing at the same time, and then just overdubbed the solos and stuff. It's lovely recording because it's so relaxed, and you can be a proper oral nerd, can't you? You can be like, oh, I just want to, adjust that, and just try that again, or when people are soloing, it's like, oh, tell me a bit of a story with this, and and like you can really think about how you engage with the music and how you respond to it in a much more subtle way, because you can actually hear yourself.
Yeah, there is that magical thing, isn't there?
Listening back. Yeah. So tell me more about the album. What's the sort of key themes of it, do you feel?
It's interesting, yeah. So somebody said it was a bit angry, didn't they? But I don't know if all of the songs are, but some of them
I don't think
about frustrations of modern life. Aren't they?
And I think that when we're on stage, I always say that we write, quite serious lyrics to really happy music, and sort of my thing is to be able to get across these really serious subjects that we talk about. We talk about homophobia, we talk about things that people don't really want to talk about, like female genital mutilation, children getting kidnapped, stuff that isn't what you talk about over your breakfast in the morning, but because it is surrounded by such beautiful really lush music that it works on two levels. People come to our gigs and they really love the tunes and they dance along to them, and then they buy the album, and actually, because we've got all the lyrics in the album, and they read it and go, oh wow, actually, and it gives people an opportunity to find out about these terrible things that are going on in the world without like holding a banner or protesting or marching, because I think that music is the best medium to get across anything important you want to say. Do it in music because you're more likely to listen to it, so in that way we talk about a lot of things when we're rehearsing, because we all get on really well. We spend a lot of time talking and chatting to each other and finding out how each other are, and
not actually playing music.
And no, we should play more music sometimes actually. But some of us are parents, some of us have got different things going on in our lives, and if we're having a moan about something, sometimes it ends up becoming a song. One of the previous members of the band was a gay man, and he told me a story about the fact that being gay is punishable by death in certain countries, even in the 21st century. I didn't know that, and knowing that made that's where Bassa Boy came from. That's where the sort of the sentiment of the song came from, and it was just because I was so shocked that genuinely shocked. I thought people have got to know about this, but you can't just go and stand on the corner and say, look, people. But if you put it in a song and you put Shekere behind it and put beautiful conga solos on it, everyone wants to know. And it gets, it just gets the message across, I think.
Two different levels there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So there's a new EP out, Rice and Peace, just come out. Yeah. Exciting.
Yes.
How does it compare to the album?
The lyrics tie in with what you were just talking about now, really, don't they? You wrote the lyrics to Rice and Peace. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sort of... it's a kind of single parent's plight. I am a single parent and have been for 13 years, and trying to forge a music career and look after a wayward teenager. Let's just say it's not the easiest thing I've ever done in the world. But and it's just about people who, and there's so many people that are kind of up against it in their lives, and just having to do a gazillion things and keep all your balls in the air and still kind of smile through it. And it's just kind of a little nod to all those, single parents, mums and dads, and just to be able to go, look, I'm with you. I know how you feel. But again, surrounded with like the most beautiful, lush instruments I've ever heard.
Amazing.
And the EP's kind of being released with a number of remixes that aren't just of Rice and Peace, but there's one remix of Rice and Peace that we particularly love, which is by Jay Felix, isn't it? He's also on True Thoughts, and it's such a lovely remix. So
it's fantastic.
Yeah, get your ears around it. It's great. It's had a bit of love from Lauren Laverne, hasn't it, and stuff.
Yeah, loads of love from Lauren Laverne. She really likes it.
Yeah, Craig Charles as well. So you've been getting some big people behind you now. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it's a real kind of like wake up in the morning, pinch yourself kind of feeling. Just like, oh, another person.
So you're performing today for us. Can you tell us a little bit about the song you're performing?
Yeah, we're performing So Sue Us. I kind of wrote it as a joke song, really. I didn't ever expect to bring it to the band, but it's quite a cheeky song. Originally, it was inspired by, I was putting on an event that had the same name as somebody's business in America, and we got this very angry email saying that, you know, they not, could you please just change the name, but literally we're going to sue you right now. So I kind of had to do a lot of kind of diplomacy from across the water via email to this guy, and kind of, you know, removed all trace of it on every single website that was linked to Brighton Festival, because it was part of Brighton Festival.
Oh, no.
But as part of the kind of way of channeling the frustration, in one day I wrote this song just because it was just so, I couldn't get it out at the guy, but I wanted to, and recorded it in my bedroom, my little studio, with like shaking money and stuff, but then kind of turned it into a bit of a bigger thing about just generally the music, the kind of, you know, commercial music industry really, and attitudes towards art and creativity, and the idea of branding rather than how it feels to be involved in something creative. And they're two completely different things really, I think. So
amazing. Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing it. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.